Pogačar, Vingegaard, Carapaz, Evenepoel, Mas. Romain Bardet in the top 10 on his final Tour road stage. And Tadej Pogačar, once again, utterly dominant in a Tour he has dominated.
What a drama, befitting the most beautiful bike race in the world. Whether you're Team Tadej, whether you're Team Jonas, that was a battle to savour right until the final kilometre of road racing of this magnificent Tour de France. Sean, what do you say about that, eh?
Well, another big battle, another difficult day. The man is controlling the race. He was not going for the stage victory, but the race tactics presented itself. And when there's a stage in the Tour of France up for grabs, you do not leave it slip through your fingers.
If you're a fan of poetry, Rob, if you're a fan of romance, that shot of Tadej Pogačar and Jonas Vingegaard alone on the mountainside coming towards what was due to be that final sprint was just beautiful, wasn't it?
I mean, the shots all day long, the scenics, but the way the race played out, the drama of the day, it just had so much to love about the entire stage. But I've got to go with it again. It was Groundhog Day and gave me a deja vu yet again. But what an incredible day out. And as Sean said, Tadej didn't go out intent on winning the stage, but the stage played out in such a way that it just became irresistible, and in the end it became inevitable.
They're such two brilliant rivals though, aren't they, Danny? We started the day saying this and we echo it, and it's cemented even with the drama on the road today. This race without either one of them this year would have been so much the poorer.
It would have been. We need these rivals in our sport, and I hope, you know, for the sport's sake, for the Tour de France, that Jonas gets back. Yes, he's riding his best performances, but improves again after that crash, because he only had, what, 6 weeks to put himself in this shape that he's in. He should be so, so proud of this second place and the way he rode today, and as a team. But beautiful images here of the two of them.
I feel like this was important for Jonas as well, Sean. Last year, when Tadej Pogačar was beaten into second place again, his fight back for this year began on stage 20. Now, he took the stage win, of course. Jonas didn't do that today, but it feels like this is an important morale boost for Jonas moving forward.
Well, this is going to give Jonas a big morale boost, considering where he's come from with his accident only a number of months ago. The question is, how much has Pogačar left? We know he rode away in the final and put minutes into everybody else, into Jonas Vingegaard, but maybe there's a lot more left there. So that is the question now as we go forward. Jonas has to come back to that level again, and as I said before the race, injuries like that, you can get back to 98%, but is that going to be good enough to win a Tour of France? Definitely we'll see the battle between the two of them in the following years, but that question is hanging out there still to see, can he get back to the level he was in the past 2 years.
In that shot just now of Tadej Pogačar turning on the engine and just steaming away from Jonas Vingegaard, even the psychological element of that aspect of the warfare, Danny, we're all standing here saying, oh, we could have taken extra minutes. We don't know, of course, but it's the fact that he has that in his psychological locker that's huge on Tadej Pogačar's side.
We don't know, but looking at the way he accelerated there, he had a huge amount left in the locker. He just followed all of the fights on that final mountain with Remco Evenepoel trying to put time into Jonas, then blowing up, and then Jonas leading a really strong pace in the last few kilometres, catching the battle of Enric Mas and Richard Carapaz up ahead. The way he accelerated to the line there, he could have taken minutes out of his rivals.
We have spent a lot of time talking about Jonas's injuries and what he's been through this year. It's probably important as well to talk about Tadej and his trajectory to get to this Tour de France win, because he has had 2 very frustrating years at the Tour, at least. He has won it twice before, of course, but last year, coming into the Tour with a broken wrist from his injury sustained at Liège-Bastogne-Liège, he wasn't on his top Tadej form. He's been through highs and lows as well that we probably forget because he wins so much. We expect that the highs are ever present. They can't be. He's human.
Well, that's the thing with Tadej. He's bounced back to ever greater highs. You know, after that wrist injury last year, which really hampered his preparation for the Tour de France, and Jonas looked to be always in control last year, to be honest. And it was just the tables have been turned. this year. Much greater injuries to Jonas this year with his crash. But I think that Jonas, even if he comes back to 98, the question is then also, can Tadej reproduce this form next year? And it is also quite incredible seeing the performance of Tadej off the back of the Giro D'Italia that he won so dominantly with a 10-minute margin to the next rider on GC. And he had COVID in between. OK, we will not know if that took anything away from him whatsoever, but he recovered obviously fairly well. But to put those, but I mean, we've got one day to go. He's got to stay on the bike, as Sean said, coming off Col d'Ez. You've got to pay attention, or you could end your tour right there when you virtually already won it. But for Tadej, it has just been such a dominant performance. But it's not been boring in true Tadej style.
I mean, it's been one of the best Tours de France that I've ever had the privilege of watching, start to finish.